Families of victims murdered by killer driver James Gargasoulas during the Bourke Street rampage have delivered statements to a coronial inquest into the massacre. Joining us live from the Coroner's Court in Melbourne is our reporter Patrick Murrell. And Pat, the victims have now heard all of the evidence, and it's fair to say that some are still furious at the police and also the legal system more broadly.
That's right, Ash. While some have been thankful to the police and Victorian authorities for the support provided to them in the months and years after the Bourke Street rampage, others have been scathing of the police and more broadly the legal system. First off today, we heard from Melinda Tan, the wife of Matthew C, one of the 6 people killed during that Bourke Street rampage by killer driver James Gargasoulas. She said, listening to the evidence, especially in recent weeks, she formed the view that Victoria police were saying that nothing could have been done to prevent this tragedy from unfolding, and she said that if this was the case, then it's the best. If this is the best Victoria police can offer, then we're better off protecting ourselves. Next off, we heard from Junpei Kano. His statement was read out by Hitomi Hattori. He's the younger brother of Josuke Kano, the Japanese international student killed during the Bourke Street rampage. His brother was furious at Australia and police for letting his brother die. I'll read you some of his evidence. He said, while some events are inevitable, I believe this particular incident was caused by the laws of Victoria. I feel my younger brother was killed by this country, Australia. I feel Australia is generous to criminals and their families, but cold-hearted to victims. He then went on to describe the effect that his brother's death has had on his family, how it's worsened their grandmother's dementia and increased their father's reliance on alcohol. He was particularly critical of the command in Victoria Police, seemingly shifting the blame to rank-and-file officers, which he described as disgraceful. Finally, we heard from the mother and father of 3-month-old baby Zachary, one of those killed in the Bourke Street attack. Their testimony caused the coroner to break down into tears. I'll read you some of Nawar Hassan Bryant. She was the mother. She said in the weeks leading up to the Bourke Street rampage, Zachary had just started to learn to giggle. He was so perfect right up until his death, right up until his final breath in our arms. Now, this concludes the evidence of this stage of the Bourke Street coronial inquest. The counsel assisting will now provide a written submission which will be looked over by the coroner. We'll then hear some more oral submissions on the 25th of May before we see those final findings.
Patrick Murrell live in Melbourne, thank you.